Welcome to Women on Purpose. My name is Jo, and I am so glad you're here. Imagine we're sitting together at your favorite coffee shop, cozy and tucked away in the corner, sipping our lattes and laughing about all those times we thought we had to bend ourselves into pretzels to feel loved or accepted. Remember those exhausting moments of waiting anxiously for a text, overthinking conversations, or wondering if you're too much or not enough? We've all been there, haven't we? I used to think twisting myself into knots was just part of being caring and committed, until I discovered the empowering freedom in simply being myself. But here's the delightful secret I've learned along the way. When you stop begging for validation, chasing after people who run away, or feeling like you constantly have to prove your worth, something magical happens. Life gets simpler, happier, and surprisingly, more abundant. And just in case no one's told you lately, here are a few permission slips for your heart. You're allowed to stop proving yourself. You're allowed to rest without guilt. You're allowed to say no just because it protects your peace. You're allowed to want more, and to not settle for less. If you're nodding your head and smiling, or maybe rolling your eyes and laughing at how familiar this sounds, you're in exactly the right place. You've carried a lot, loved deeply, and made it through more than you give yourself credit for. You're not beginning again, you're just beginning more honestly. This isn't about scolding yourself for past missteps. It's about discovering a fresh, joyful, and authentic way to live. Ready to embrace the ease and joy that comes from knowing your worth without ever needing to chase it? Grab another sip of your coffee, lean in closer, and let's talk about how wonderful life becomes when you stop begging, stop chasing, and start thriving. Curious about the surprising shifts that happen when you finally let go? Keep listening. You'll find out why giving up the exhausting habit of begging for attention and approval will transform your relationships and your sense of self-worth. You're going to love what's coming next. Section 1. Don't beg. You're worth the effort. Ever caught yourself sending that casual follow-up text just to make sure they haven't forgotten you? Or maybe you've lingered longer than necessary at an event hoping someone might finally notice your sparkling wit and warmth. Trust me, we've all had those moments. There's nothing quite like the awkward pause after you've subtly or not so subtly hinted for a compliment or attention that never comes. And let me just say, you are not starting over. You are continuing forward with the wisdom of everything you've lived through. Maybe it was that night you stayed up rereading a message, trying to decode what they really meant. Or when you dressed up and smiled through something, just hoping someone would finally see your effort. We don't talk about it much, but those moments happen to the strongest of us. It's okay. We can laugh about it now. But let's gently remind ourselves. Every time we beg, even in the most subtle ways, we chip away at our self-esteem and give others power over our happiness. Healthy relationships grow effortlessly. They don't thrive under pressure or persuasion. Imagine the difference when that energy used for chasing validation turns inward. What if, instead, you poured that love and attention into yourself? Treat yourself as you would a cherished friend. Explore your passions, nurture your interests, and indulge in activities that genuinely light you up. When you value yourself first, something wonderful happens. Others naturally begin to see and respect your worth too. Here's a friendly, wise reminder. You're too wonderful to convince anyone of your worth. You've carried enough. You've explained enough. You've earned the right to simply be and to be loved just as you are. When you truly believe it, the rest of the world will follow suit. Ready to discover why chasing after others only leaves you further behind? The next section holds the gentle truth you've been waiting to hear. Section 2. Don't chase, let life come to you. Remember those frantic moments when you checked your phone every 2 minutes, certain that refreshing your email could magically summon good news? Or perhaps you recall that time you accidentally ran into someone at their favorite coffee shop, conveniently at the exact time they always arrived. We've all had these laughably earnest moments of chasing what we thought we desperately needed. It's okay. We can chuckle about it now. But what if you could experience the incredible relief of letting go? There's immense joy and tranquility when you stop trying to force life and instead trust that what's meant for you will effortlessly find its way. You've already done the hard parts. Now, this is your time to receive. Life has a beautiful rhythm, and when we step back and let things flow, the right people, opportunities, and experiences naturally gravitate toward us. Gently remind yourself, you don't need to rush. Patience isn't passive. It's powerful. Trust in life's timing, and you'll find yourself gracefully in sync with the opportunities and people that genuinely align with who you are. Here's a friendly, wise reminder. The right opportunities, people, and moments effortlessly flow toward authenticity. Curious to know how releasing the urge to chase can actually attract more joy into your life? Keep listening. You won't believe how easy things can become. Section 3. Don't be needy. Cultivate inner abundance. Ever had those moments when your phone felt suspiciously silent and suddenly you're wondering if everyone forgot you existed? We've all been there. It's completely human to feel that way. Neediness is not a flaw. It's simply a signpost pointing to something deeper within. And if no one said it yet, you're not too sensitive. You're not asking for too much. You're just ready to live from a place that feels real, not desperate. But here's the fun part. Nurturing emotional independence doesn't have to feel lonely or isolating. In fact, it can be a delightful journey of discovery. Pick up that hobby you've always wanted to try. Pour your thoughts into a journal over your morning coffee. Surround yourself with friendships that feel like sunshine. Warm, supportive, and genuine. And don't underestimate the joy of gentle self-care. Whether it's a quiet walk, a luxurious bath, or simply curling up with your favorite book. Emotional independence isn't about cutting off connections. It's about enriching yourself from the inside out, so your relationships feel like a joyful addition rather than a lifeline. Here's a friendly, wise reminder. Needing others is human. Needing others to define you isn't. Curious about how nurturing your inner world can completely transform your outer world? Keep listening, you're just moments away from a beautiful revelation. Section 4. What happens when you live this way? Ever wondered what life looks like when you truly embrace your worth without hesitation or apology? Let me tell you, it's inspiring, transformative, and delightfully freeing. It's not a reset. It's a return to yourself, clearer and more grounded than ever. When you live authentically, your confidence blossoms. Relationships deepen because they're built on genuine connections, not pretenses. Life begins to feel lighter, simpler, and more peaceful because you're no longer performing. You're just being. And if you've ever felt like you had to earn your seat at the table, you don't. You already belong. Here's a friendly, wise reminder. When you show up authentically, the world meets you halfway. Ready to see just how beautifully authenticity can transform your own life? Keep listening, your happiest chapters are yet to come. If this message spoke to you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. Section 5, little ways to practice self-worth every day. Sometimes the biggest changes come from the tiniest shifts. So what does it actually look like to practice self-worth every day? Let's make it simple, doable, and a little bit fun. Try this. Start your morning with a quiet affirmation. Something as gentle as, "I am enough just as I am," can shift the tone of your whole day. Plan a weekly self-date to do something that delights you, whether it's a walk through the farmer's market or watching your favorite old movie with popcorn in bed. Choose friendships that feel like exhaling, the kind where you leave feeling full, not drained. And don't forget to celebrate the little wins. Showing up for yourself, saying no when you meant it, saying yes when it scared you a little. These are the moments that build real confidence. Here's a friendly, wise reminder. Your daily choices tell the world and yourself what you believe you're worth. Conclusion: standing tall in your worth. So here we are at the part of the story where you get to rise, to remember, to reclaim. You were never meant to beg, chase, or shrink yourself into someone else's idea of enough. You were made to stand tall in your worth, gracefully, confidently, joyfully. Choosing yourself is not selfish, it's sacred. And every time you say yes to your own peace, your own joy, your own truth, you make space for the life that was always meant for you. So take what we've shared and let it settle in. Let it stir something awake in you. You are already whole. You are already worthy. And you always have been. Final thought. You never need to beg, chase, or feel needy. Your worth is settled, beautifully and completely. And if you'd like more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe to Women on Purpose, your space for truth, tenderness, and growth.